Today, let's take a journey back to one of the most exciting cities of the medieval world, Baghdad. Nestled at the crossroads of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, Baghdad was the ultimate hub of research, commerce, and culture. As the capital of the Caliphate, it attracted the brightest minds and the most prestigious scholars from all over the world, representing every major religion and speaking almost every major language of the time. In the 820s, a young scholar named Al-Kindi made his way to this vibrant city to further his studies in Islamic law, philosophy, and logic. Imagine a place bustling with diverse cultures and ideas. That's where Al-Kindi laid the groundwork for his incredible career. He didn't just stick to one field. He dabbled in everything from meteorology to music. His writings and discoveries inspired future generations to build on his innovative ideas, earning him the nickname, the father of Arab philosophy. Born in 800 CE in the former Abbasid capital of Kufa, Al-Kindi had a pretty privileged start. His father, Ishaq bin Saba, was the governor of Kufa, providing young Al-Kindi with plenty of opportunities and connections. Like many medieval scholars, he came from a wealthy and prestigious background, tracing his lineage back to the noble Kinda tribe. Thanks to his talent and the opportunities he had, Al-Kindi quickly rose through the ranks of the Abbasid Caliphate, thriving under the rule of 3 caliphs. The first, Al-Mamun, even appointed him head of the House of Wisdom. This wasn't just any institution, it was a center for learning and free discussion, where state-funded research flourished. Al-Kindi also became the personal tutor to Caliph al-Mu'tasim's son. But like many thinkers of his time, he faced tough times under the 4th caliph, who wasn't too fond of philosophers. Now Al-Kindi loved numbers and math. He was always trying to quantify abstract things like beauty, poetry, and music. Some folks thought he was a bit frugal, which wasn't unusual for the elites back then. Though many of his works were lost over time, about 242 texts survived. Al-Kindi's first big contribution was overseeing the massive translation project at the House of Wisdom. He wrote tons of commentaries on ancient works, engaging in deep discussions and debates with his colleagues. Through his study of Greek works, especially Aristotle, he embraced the rational process of using objective principles to understand reality. This approach, known as deduction, was quite new to his community, even though it might seem old to us today. Al-Kindi saw great potential in Greek wisdom and adapted it to fit the Islamic context of his time. He believed that rational thought and faith could coexist and even complement each other. He rejected the extremes, those who relied solely on reason and those who dismissed any knowledge outside of religious revelation. For him, true enlightenment came from balancing these two approaches. In Al-Kindi's eyes, prophets received truth through divine revelation, while philosophers used their intellect to reach similar insights. He aimed to appeal to the rational minds of his audience, especially when discussing theological topics like prophethood. One of his notable works was The Refutation of the Arguments of Atheists, where he systematically defended the claims of the prophets. Al-Kindi wasn't just translating Greek philosophical ideas. He was also challenging and expanding them. For instance, he argued against the then popular belief that the universe was eternal. Instead, he proposed that there must be a first cause, an uncaused entity he called the One, from which everything else originated. Al-Kindi was also deeply interested in the concept of the soul, which plays a central role in Islamic teachings. He believed the soul was separate from the physical body and that it continued to exist after death in a higher dimension where everything is in its perfect form. To him, the soul's activity during sleep, when free from the body's distractions, allowed it to foresee the future, a phenomenon he thought was divinely inspired. As one of the first Islamic philosophers to engage with Greek ideas, Al-Kindi started a tradition of seeking pure knowledge that continues to this day. His respect for Greek thought, especially Aristotle, showed that the validity of knowledge transcends its geographical origins, although later philosophers like Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina overshadowed his work. Al-Kindi's legacy in bridging Islamic and secular thought remains significant. His quest for truth and knowledge is a testament to his enduring influence.